Okay.
Well then.
Right to the end.
Yep. Well then, let's begin at the beginning. Andromeda and I live in a beautiful land, nestled in the hills on the island of Phoenica, where phoenixes are born.
And there's an enchanted river which snakes elegantly through the town, and all sorts of magical creatures live in it.
And so, very often, Mustard and I would go down to the banks of the river and hoover up bubbly, gurgly, twinkly sounds of water nymphs and seaweed pixies and fire snap alligators. Sorry, Mustard. Mustard doesn't like to be reminded of those. Fire snaps can be a bit bitey.
If we weren't performing in the square, then Albie would often go off collecting sounds, which meant that I had some peace and quiet and could work on my composition.
The only bad thing about the kingdom was the king. A slimy toad of a man who hated everyone and who everyone hated. The only thing he didn't hate, unfortunately, was Andromeda. Every day he would come calling at the house. Andromeda? But Andromeda just kept playing. Andromeda, precious, it's me, Kingy. Open up. But Andromeda just kept playing her music. Andromeda! Put down that ruddy, stringy thing and open the door by order of the king.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Oh, that's not a very nice way to talk to your future husband.
What?
Andromeda, here's a ring with a lovely ruby in it. Be my lovely wifey.
No thanks. And I shut the door. Kaboom. The king was peeved at this, and he banged on the door in fury. Bang, bang, bang.
No! Fury!
Boom, boom, boom.
Better. But then the king got tired and went home. Andromeda thought she got rid of the king for good, but the next day he was back again. Boom, boom, boom. Andromeda, be my lovely wifey and you can have this lovely emerald ring.
Boom, 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 boom. But it was the same thing the next day. Look, I'm really not interested.
Andromeda, this time I have a ring with the most enormous diamond in it. The most precious stone in the whole kingdom.
Boom, 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 boom.
More precious than that.
Boom, 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 boom.
More precious than that. Oh, stop it. You're being silly.
Look, I was trying to be polite before, but I'm really not interested. I'm in love with Albie.
What can he give you that I can't?
Well, he's kind and funny and not a bit forward or pushy or creepy like you.
Now, how dare you call me creepy? You will be my wife and you will do what I say or you will be sorry.
Oh, I could never marry you.
Oh, would I not to my confidence? Then I will make sure that you can never sing or play music and that no one loves you. Andromeda's fingers turned long, jet black and silky. Her feet turned to claws. Her body shrunk. She let out a what in protest. Who's the creepy one now? No one will ever love a crow. When I returned home that afternoon, the house was strangely quiet. Andromeda, Andromeda, you never guess what sound we found today. Isn't that right, Mustard? Who's so good, Mustard? Ah! How did you get in here? Get out of here, you old crow! Shoo! 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 No crows in the house! But as I got closer, I realised there was something familiar in the bird. Something in the eyes. Those haggish, beady, squinty, lovely eyes. You have lovely eyes. And I recognised them in the bird. Andromeda. What? Andromeda, who's done this to you?
The crow flapped its way around Albie's collection of jars until it found the one it was looking for.
The king's done this to you. What? And with Andromeda perched gently on my shoulder, I marched up to the king's castle and demanded to see the king. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes?
What have you done to my girlfriend?
That's not your girlfriend. The king was horrified that Albie had recognised Andromeda. That's my supper, actually. And he took the crow off Albie before Albie could stop him. Lovely cow! Lovely cow!
Yes, master!
Pop this in tonight's pie, will you?
Yes, it's a fine bowl for a pie. Lots of meaty, juicy, tender bits. Oh no, please don't, that's Andromeda. Turn her back.
And maybe it was because the king's heart wasn't completely made of stone, but he decided to offer Albie one last chance to save Andromeda. Okay, sound man.
The man who makes the sound.
If you can bring me the most beautiful sound in the world
Before my cheese has turned blue. In a bad way.
Yes, before his cheese has turned blue in a bad way, then Andromeda will be turned back into a human. And they slammed the door in his face. Kaboom! Albie stood there, not knowing what to do. Then he rushed back to the cottage, quickly rustled through his collection of jars, pulled out his rarest and most amazing sounds, and ran back to the castle. He opened the letterbox and stuck a jar through.
This is the sound of a blue whale praying.
Ooh. Rubbish!
Oh, this is the sound of a white-winged werewolf.
Ooh.
I was just about to try another sound, but then I overheard Ludovico say to the king, "Hey, master, what a fool he is. He doesn't even realize that the most beautiful sound can only be found at the furthest corner of the earth."
Yes, and even if he did know that, I doubt he'd get there and back in time before the cheese turned blue.
In a bad way.
And Albie knew that he must go to the furthest corner of the earth and return to the king's castle with the most beautiful sound in the world before the cheese turned blue. In a bad way.
I rushed home as fast as my legs could carry me.
Crashing into the cottage they shared together, he quickly threw anything he might need into a suitcase.
One pair of pants, one map of the world, and one jar for the most beautiful sound. Well, not that one, but maybe need it later. And one empty jar for the most beautiful sound.
He prepared mustard for travel.
A little hat.
And set off out of the cottage.
When I rushed out the house and went down to the harbour, the annual Phoenica dock race was well underway.
Number three, faster, number 3.
Excuse me, sir, madam. Sorry, you don't know where I could buy a boat, do you?
I can sell you a boat, my lover. How much money have you got?
Oh, I don't actually have any money.
That is unfortunate.
No. I do have this jar of dragon fart, ideal for breaking the tension on a first date. Sold. Then I realised I'd need a crew. Luckily, at that moment...
Oh, I'm always up for a bit of a laugh, me. It gets a bit boring knitting all day. Will there be much time for sunbathing? I just love a nice comfy deck chair and a glass of peach juice.
Yes, there's plenty of time for sunbathing. What's your name?
My name's Phyllis.
Oh, nice to meet you, Phyllis. Anyone else?
Going on a trip? Oh, right up my street. I just love to travel, explore the world, see the wonders of sea. I once cycled 30 times around my town just to see if I could. I'm a pretty fantastic asset to any vessel. And I've got Scrabble.
Great. Well, what's your name?
My name's Beryl.
Great to meet you, Beryl. Any more takers?
Yeah, hello. I've always wanted to explore the world, and I haven't got any plans, so can I come with you?
Well, can you sail?
Yes, actually, I've been a loyal member of the Sailing Society for over 10 years now.
Great.
But I haven't actually ever been on a boat before.
Nah, it doesn't matter. You're in anyway. What's your name?
My name's Ernest.
Great to meet you, Ernest. Thanks, everyone. That's all I need, I think. And so the 4 of us, and Mustard, of course, prepared to set sail for the end of the earth. Okay, crew, roll call. Phyllis.
Aye, aye, sir.
Ernest.
Full present and correct, Mr. Vector.
Beryl.
Ready to rumble.
First mate Mustard. He's ready. Okay, crew. Our mission is to find the most beautiful sound in the world to stop Andromeda from being eaten in a pie. I overheard Ludovico say to the king that the most beautiful sound can only be found at the furthest corner of the earth.
Well, let's get going then.
No.
Definitely. Oh, wait a second. Where is the end of the earth?
I don't know. Oh no! I don't know! I must have something that can help me. Oh,
Matt!
but my pants.
No! The map!
My pants!
Why would his pants
Why
help?
would that
The
help me?
map!
Ah, the map! Of course!
Great.
Okay, there we go.
Good work. Oh, he's an awful man.
It's the map!
It's a terrible map. I can't even see
You're
anything.
not even holding it right or doing it properly. You're not.
Awful. Where are all the countries?
No, that's why.
We'll see.
You've got to turn it the other way. I can tell you that.
That's why I always get so lost.
Makes sense.
There's the end of the earth.
Sorry, I just want to point something out here, Captain Vector. We need some wind if we plan to sail this boat anywhere.
I think you're right.
Well, maybe if we blow really, really hard on the sails, the boat will move. Let's try it. Everybody with me. After 3, blow as hard as you can. 1, 2, 3. Harder, harder.
At first, nothing happened. But then, the wind started to catch in the sails, and we were off! But then, the rains came. And then, thunderstorms so bad, they made our knees turn to jelly. But then the storm subsided and we were on a steady course towards the horizon.
Boom, 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 boom. Brrrr. Boom,
We sailed further and further away from home.
boom, boom, boom.
Soon we started to get a little bit tired.
Boom, boom,
And then we all started to feel really...
boom. Hungry! Oh, I can eat a house!
Oh, well, why don't I try and catch a mackerel? Or a trout? Or how about a shark?
That's a really smash-tastic idea, Beryl. I don't think you actually get sharks these
Oh, well, I don't mind chopping off a body part. Anybody want to eat my foot? How about my foot?
And the conversation would probably have gone on like this if Phyllis hadn't suddenly said,
Oh, what's that bit of land poking out to sea?
they all looked ahead of them and saw an island, the first land they'd seen for weeks. Albie's heart leapt.
Maybe this is where I can find the most beautiful sound.
So they sped ashore, anchored the boat,
Oh, yeah.
and climbed onto land. Ooh, there doesn't seem to be any people here, just a lot of sheep and animals.
But then we smelt the loveliest smell of meat pie. Oh, we were so hungry and it smelt so delicious that we sniffed and we sniffed and we sniffed all the way to a giant door.
The scent of the pie led them inside a great,
Great,
Big.
big,
Echoey.
Cave.
cool blimey, mate, that pie is enormous.
Oh, it smells so meaty and delicious.
Oh, I have a really bad feeling about this.
And we were just about to tuck into our dinner when, all of a sudden,
What is that?
we looked down and saw that the floor was littered with bones. Human bones.
Oh, actually, I've lost the appetite.
I think we'd better get out of here.
The crew turned on their heels, were headed for the exit, when they heard boom, 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 boom. Oh, Albie! I think it might be a giant who owns this cave.
Yes, I got that, Ernest.
And I think he might not be a very nice giant.
Oh, I think it might be a cyclops, a giant, one-eyed, human-munching monster.
Who's eating my pie? I can smell yummy, scrummy human.
Quick, we must hide!
Let's hide under his tea towel.
I'm gonna turn you into people pie. Sniff, sniff, sniff.
Let's get out of here.
Eh? Eh?
He's going towards the exit.
As they watched, the Cyclops marched towards the stone exit and said,
Come here, my pretty witties.
and as they watched, he herded an assortment of giant animals into the cave.
I'm gonna lock the door of my cave so nothing can escape. Lock, lock, lock. Then in the morning, I will find you and I will put you all in a bowl, cover you with milk, and listen to you snap,
Snap,
crackle,
crackle,
and pop
pop.
as I munch you down.
What are we going to do?
I bet if I push really, really hard, I can break down the door.
Well, maybe if we close our eyes and pretend he's not here, maybe he'll go away.
Well, I think we should kill him before he has a chance to eat us.
No.
Let's look for things to kill him with.
No, that's a terrible idea. If we kill him, he won't be able to let us out in the morning and we'll be stuck here forever.
Oh, it's hopeless.
Oh, it is hopeless. What's that, Mustard? Blind the Cyclops so he can't see us.
Mustard's right. It's the only hope we've got.
So, we found a big stick, sharpened it at one end, and, being very careful not to wake the Cyclops, plunged the stick into the Cyclops' one eye.
Quick, Albie! Do something! Don't you even put it back to sleep?
Yeah, I think I do.
Go to bed.
It worked! Ernest!
Sorry.
What we're going to do is when the Cyclops wakes up in the morning to let his animals out to graze, that's when we're going to escape.
But won't he be listening as well? We sound just like people.
Oh, we've got our jars of animal sounds, don't we? Don't we, guys? Who's got the jars of animal sounds? Yeah. Cool. Brilliant. You know the drill. So, we waited until morning, and then when the Cyclops woke up to let his animals out to graze, listening very carefully as each of them passed, that's when we approached the exit.
First to approach the stone door was Phyllis, who pretended to be a cow. She tiptoed carefully up. The Cyclops was listening very carefully. Who's got the cow sound? Yeah, shake it out really hard.
Moo. Moo.
The Cyclops was convinced, and Phyllis escaped.
Next up was Beryl. Beryl had to do her best impersonation of a chicken. So she crept up to the exit. The Cyclops listened very carefully. Who's got the chicken? Wave it in the air. Luckily, the Cyclops was convinced and Beryl was allowed to pass.
Next up was Albie, who pretended to be a pig. He marched up to the stone exit. The Cyclops was listening very carefully. Who's got the pig sound? Who's got the pig? Yeah, shake it out really hard. And Albie escaped.
Last up was Ernest. Ernest had to do his best impersonation of a sheep. So Ernest clumsily stepped up to the exit. The Cyclops listened very carefully. Who's got the sheep sound? Oh, and luckily, Ernest was allowed to pass.
Oh, for you!
Oh, Ernest! Shh!
What the? You won't get away with this.
Run!
Come on, guys, I'll have a brisk run, me! I'm going as fast as I can! Oh, wait for me, guys!
Hurry up, Ernest! He's catching up! We hurdled over boulders, leapt over ditches, and dodged tree stumps. All the way to the boat. Hoist the topsail! Man the ropes! Batten down the hatches!
Wait. Why does it have to be man the ropes? Why can't it be woman the ropes? Doesn't seem very fair. I'm going to woman the ropes and woman down the hatches.
Ernest, climb the rigging!
Yes, sir. Which one is the ring?
Beryl, pull up the anchor!
Pull it.
Let's get out of here!
Gonna catch us!
But then the wind caught in the sail, and we were off! We had escaped his clutches.
Boom, 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 boom. They sailed steadily for 3 months. On a number of occasions, they thought they'd reached the end of the earth. Brrr! But they hadn't. To pass the time on the boat, Beryl gave Ernest yoga lessons.
Excellent, Ernest. You're doing a really great job. Now, I want you to breathe in and out. In and out. In and out.
And Phyllis passed the time by having staring competitions with Mustard.
Okay, Mustard. Oh, you win again, Mustard. You're very good at this.
And I climbed up to the top deck and stared out to sea. Through rain and sleet and snow, I stood and I watched. Through hordes of puppy-sized locusts and through baking summer sun, I watched. I watched for sight of new land that would hail new adventure. I watched for sight of other boats filled with friend or foe. I watched until the skin on the back of my neck was burnt red and icicles hung from my nose like giant razor-sharp snot lumps. I watched as time passed and adventure flew by in a whirlwind of fear and light and sound. So many sounds. Sounds so amazing I couldn't even imagine or describe. Some I connected and others eluded Mustard's snout. A faint sound heard in the wind or from far away that was never to be heard again. All of them were beautiful sounds. None of them was the sound I was searching for. Eventually, I got so lost in my adventure that I started to forget why I was there in the first place. There was nothing else in my world but the sea and the sounds and the sea and the sounds and the... Then I heard a sound unlike any other sound I'd heard in my entire life. It filled our ears and wrapped its melody around our brains. This must be the sound I was looking for. I want to be closer. I want more music. I want it louder.
All moving as if hypnotised, they steered the ship towards where the noise was coming from. Ahead of them was a cliff, and upon the cliff edge were 3 beautiful... Well, they didn't know what they were, but they were bathed in radiant sunlight, and as they sang, they beckoned the crew closer.
Okay, Mustard. Now it's time to hoover the most beautiful sound in the world.
He raised Mustard's snout high in the air, and Mustard drank in the ethereal noise.
We closed our eyes as we moved closer towards the cliff. We were in a trance. We wanted more of this music. We wanted to drink it in, to possess it, to spread it on crumpets. Shh, Mustard, you're interrupting it. Mustard? Mustard, what's wrong?
Mustard was choking. The sound going into the jar was an oozing blackened sludge. It was killing him.
Mustard, please stop. Mustard, please stop. What's wrong with this sound?
Albie listened with an ear tuned to the complexities of all the sounds on earth. He listened to this supposed most beautiful of sounds, and from somewhere deep within his noise-riddled mind, from a place he had so nearly let slip out of his memory forever, he knew it must be wrong.
The creatures. They're tricking us. This is a trick. I looked at the cliff and saw that the creatures weren't beautiful at all. They were ugly and their eyes were filled with malice. Turn back! They're trying to shipwreck us!
But the crew could not turn back. The siren's spell was already cast. Mustard's life was hanging by the loosest of threads, and Albie knew he must do something.
Oh, Mustard, what do I do? Oh, Mustard, I'm so sorry. This is no beautiful sound. There is no most beautiful sound. We'll never find it, we'll never bring it home, and we'll never save her. Save her? Save her! Her! Oh, Mustard! Mustard, I know what to do! I jumped on Mustard and recalibrated him, because now I understood, now I remembered the sound that had been, the sound that had always been the most beautiful sound, a sound that I would never forget again, the sound of Andromeda, your music, the sound of your love for me and mine for you, a sound that I will never forget again. There is no sound more powerful than that. Go, Mustard, go! The creatures, they've disappeared.
All that was left of the evil singers was pages and pages of sheet music falling down the side of the cliff.
Mustard, are you okay? Please wake up, Mustard.
Albie looked at his best friend in the whole world and thought how small and fragile he looked.
Oh, Mustard, I'm so sorry. Why did I bring us here? To this danger? I'll never forgive myself.
But then, all of a sudden, Mustard stirred, his insides whirred, and he sprang back to life with a small hiccup.
Mustard! You're okay? Oh, I'm so sorry, Mustard. What's this?
From inside Mustard, the jar that only moments ago had been filled with oozing, deadly sound was now glowing with an eerie light. As Albie looked at the jar, words appeared on the side of it.
The most beautiful sound.
And suddenly it all made sense, and Albie knew exactly what he would hear when he opened it.
Andromeda's music.
Well, can I have a listen, Albie? I'd love to hear her play.
Sure you can, Phyllis.
Thanks, Albie. Wait, no, I don't hear harp music. Oh, I hear the sound of the 1922 Olympics, where I won a gold medal for high jump and long jump. Oh, how wonderful.
Can I have a listen, Phyllis?
Sure you can, Beryl.
Thanks, Phyllis.
We're so proud of you, Beryl. We just adore your hand.
I don't hear Olympics. I hear the sound of my parents telling me how proud they are of me. Each of the crew was hearing the sound that was most beautiful in the world, only to them. Oh, how wonderful. Can I have a listen, please, Beryl? Sure you can, Ernest. Thanks, Beryl.
Look at that starfish over there. I just love sailing. It's so much fun.
I actually don't hear anything at all. Sure you can, Ernest. You just got to listen a little harder. Well, I actually just hear the sound of your voice, Beryl.
Dow, 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 dow.
Don't make a mistake, Puppy.
Oh, wait, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the sound that will save Andromeda.
Yes! Okay, crew, how long does it take for cheese to turn blue? In a bad way. No one knew the answer to this question. Beryl suggested.
Well, maybe a week if the weather's really hot.
Then Ernest thought.
No, I think it's more like the time it takes for apple juice to turn into cider.
Then Phyllis suggested.
Oh, no, the best stacks of gorgonzolas take 382 days to mature, and we have been sailing for 364 days, so, well, if we hurry up, we might just make it back in time.
So we speedily set sail for the island of Phoenica.
Boom, 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 boom.
Speedily.
Boom, 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 boom,
Speedily.
boom, 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 boom. Brrr. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, crew. Believe this is it. Phyllis? Ernest.
Bonnet.
Daryl.
Oh,
Guys, thank you so much. I couldn't have done it without you.
we couldn't have done it without you, Albie.
I really must be off.
Oh, no, we know, dear. Stop doing Italian. Go and save your girlfriend from that horrible king.
Thanks, Phyllis. So I jumped off the boat, ran through town, and straight up to the king's castle. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, it's you. Didn't think you'd make it back in time.
Where's the cheese?
Albie raced past the king, through the castle till he got to the kitchen, found the cheese wheel, broke a really big chunk of cheese off, ran back through the castle trying very hard not to be sick, and let out an almighty
See?
and said to the king.
Fine, tasty, delicious. Now, where is Andromeda?
You're very lucky. I'd say that cheese had one day left and I would have eaten her, you know. Where is it then? Where's my prize? Where's the most beautiful sound?
I have it here, but first you give Andromeda back to me.
Very well. Ludwig, bring the crown!
Yes, master! I cannot wait to cook you with lots of wine and rosemary.
No. Unfortunately, the sound man has returned, and he says he's got the most beautiful sound in the world.
I do, and you'll see, because when I give it to you, Andromeda will be turned back into a human and the spell will be reversed.
Well, hand it over then.
Here it is. What is this?
I'll put you in a pie.
Albie!
Andromeda! Oh, it's been so long! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was lost. I was found again. I forgot you. I remembered you. Oh, I killed the Cyclops. I found the most beautiful sound. Oh, and Ernest and Beryl and Phyllis. You've got to meet Phyllis. She's like peppermint tea and a dragon. But how are you? I'll tell you about it in time, but how are you? What have they done to you? Have they hurt you? What have you done for the past 381 days?
Mostly just been flapping, really. Flapping and pecking. It's been quite lonely. I've just been waiting for you. Oh, I have developed a nervous tick. Sorry. But you found it then. You found the most beautiful sound.
Yeah.
What is it? The roar of a magic unicorn. Or seaweed nymphs trickling down the water.
No, Andromeda. There is no sound in the world that's more beautiful to me than the sound of your music. And that's how I found the most beautiful sound.
Wait, so you've not brought it then? You've not brought me the most beautiful sound?
I have. In that jar is the sound of the thing most beautiful in the world, only to you. There are loads of beautiful sounds. There can't just be one most beautiful sound for everyone. I was so foolish to think otherwise. Andromeda, I'm so sorry. I'll never make you wait for me again. And you'll see when you open that jar, you'll hear the thing most beautiful to you.
No, I don't hear anything. It's broken.
Yes,
it's not working.
Let me have a listen. Huh? No, I do not hear anything.
Well, what do you love more than anything in the whole world?
Yeah, what means the most to you? Is there anything that you love?
There's nothing at all.
The king and Ludwika realised how sad this was and began to cry.
We looked at the pathetic pair.
Once upon a time, I would have felt no sympathy for the king. He caused so much pain. He turned Andromeda into a crow, for crying out loud. But my thirst for vengeance on the king was slowly ebbing away.
It seemed foolish to want revenge on these two sad figures who, it seemed, loved nothing in the whole world.
There must be something that you love, or at least like.
Oh, I like your cooking.
Well, thank you. I like cooking for you.
You're very good at it, you know. I don't think I tell you that enough.
No, I know. Well, I like that you like it because, well, you are my best friend.
Oh. Well, you're my best friend, too.
And so it seemed the king and Ludwika did at least have each other. And as for us, we left the castle and never returned. We went back to our cottage, and I started dusting off the jars.
And I cleaned all the pixies out of my heart, and the pixie poo. Worse than pigeons they are.
And so, we lived happily ever...
Albie, you have to double it for a rock-and-roll game. You better not be cancelling on me, you whip.
You get the picture.
And if that's what you... And if you think that's the end of our adventures, you've got another thing coming. We continue to tell our stories to anyone who would listen.
Like the tale of the very angry badger in the bathtub.
Yes, I'm really very quite irate. I'm really very, very angry about the whole situation. Or when the Cypriot Circus came to town.
Oh, how about the tale of when Phyllis visited with her very angry dog?
Down, Fluffy!
What's that, Mustard?
Mustard thinks those stories are for another day.
The end.